speaker to present the opening arguments.
Mom, where were you? I was waiting. That was the bone-chilling statement Mrs. Sharma heard when she returned home from office. Respected judges, moderators, and my dear fellow Toastmasters, good evening, one and all.
Good evening.
I agree the rising cost of living is compelling mothers to leave the home and go for work. But is it worth risking the child's future? Imagine what the child would be going through, sitting home, alone at home, with a cut finger, waiting for the mother or the father to come back from office. You know that 20% of the child fatalities, the maximum fatality is of domestic violence. Since children are vulnerable at a young age, they are prone to abuse due to the lack of parental supervision. As per American Psychological Association, the rate of child abuse has increased exponentially over the past decade. So how do we solve this problem? Put the child in baby care? I wouldn't agree to that. Because if you study the research, it says that the development in child psychology goes to cause a disattachment disorder in the child. As quoted by American Psychological Association, the law and order crisis in the world is happening due to the dysfunctional family. If both parents are working, the chances of the family becoming dysfunctional is high, and that's bad for the society. Children mind are like blank slate, and there should be someone who takes care of them while information is getting fed in that state. A study by American Research Association goes to prove that the development in intelligence of the child is directly proportional to the time spent with his mother. This study goes to reason that only mother can understand what the child wants when he is hungry and when he is thirsty, when he is crying. Since he was in her stomach. So in a nutshell, the result of the study by the Australian Research Association, the importance of the developed child society and to protect children from harmful situations, it proves that mothers should stay back at home and take care of the child. Thank you.
Thank you.
Working mother is a role model for her son and daughter. Toastmasters, good evening.
Good evening.
I am here to speak and strongly against the topic that mothers should stay at home and look after their children. Myself and our Division Trade Director, Surekha ma'am, are the living example of working mothers. And we both take care of our kids very well. Isn't it, ma'am?
No.
Today's mothers are educated and tough enough to manage their work and children simultaneously. Nowadays, more money is needed to provide good education and quality life to the children. An article in Gulf News in the month of Feb 2015 said that number of daycare have increased by over 250% in last 10 years. Why? Because it was required, it was demanded. Mothers should work or not, it totally depends on the other support network close to the family, as well as their financial situation. Some families have no choice but for both partners to work. There are some single-parent mothers too. Sometimes one partner income is not sufficient. Mother should work so that she may set a hard-working example to her children. When husband sees his wife working, he also extends his hand to help at home, which creates more bonding with family. Then my husband and I have a very good equation in it. Each country has rules established by medical experts for maternity leave and nursing hours. I would like to give some strong examples of working mothers who have proved themselves A working mother can better manage quality time with children. A working mother are less prone to have depression. I therefore strongly believe that mothers should not stay at home only to look after their children. Thank you.
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and worthy opponents. My worthy opponent gave a lot of statements without substantive statistics, usage of hyperbole, and without conviction. I see there are many eligible bachelors there, highly educated, and I'm sure when they're looking for a life partner, they're going to look for a wife no less educated. For what? Stay at home and look after kids? I seriously doubt so. And therefore, I doubt the conviction. Now, my worthy opponent mentioned that, Mom, where are you? Mrs. Sharma's son said. Nowadays, my children tell me, my wife, Mom, so early? So the things have changed a lot. We agree that, they agree, and thanks to that due to the rising cost of living, women need to work. Yes, it is more of a necessity that they're working, but it has got positive impacts as explained by my opener, studies of Denmark University. He said child is staying alone at home. How can you believe that? There are daycare centers, 250% increase, and still you don't find admission. Lots of them are there. Open eyes and put them to daycare centers which are regulated, which are governed properly, health issues, and children, by the way, learn a lot when they're in the same age group. You put them at home with a child, with a babysitter, they learn nothing. They learn what the babysitter knows. Put them with other children, and they learn a lot more because they learn from others. He mentioned about disattachment disorder of children. Children are very independent these days. In fact, I think the attachment disorders there nowadays, not disattachment disorder. He mentioned about dysfunctional families when both are working. How? When a parent who's earning comes and when he comes home, he's already had all his luxuries. The food taken care of, the house neat and clean. So he gets full time, he or she gets full time to spend with the child. And that's what is quality time. It's not the number of hours that you're with the child, my dear friends. It's the time and quality of time you spend there. In that conclusion, I say that mothers should stay at home and look after the children is not something which we support. Thank you.
If I debate any longer, Arnab Goswami will lose his job. Respected judges and audience, let's do a quick activity, shall we? Now pay close attention to me. All of you have had samosas outside. Let's give a big round of applause to the person who made those samosas. Big round of applause. Thank you. Now that the energy levels are up in the audience, let me take a quick chat here with Queen Victoria. Dear Toastmasters and guests, Victoria Toastmasters Club spoke about the independence of women. Now you need to understand that in this current day and age, in this social context, speaking only about the independence of women is a narrow focused view. It's very myopic. You need to broaden your minds, broaden your horizon, look at the larger context, look at the greater good, look at the bigger picture of the society. We are living in the age of Kali Yuga, in which there are law and order crises plaguing the entire hordes of humanity across the globe. So in such a day and age, it is the mother who is the instrument of nurturing. It is the mother who is the instrument of nurturing, whom we are beseeching with folded hands. Mother, please take care of us. Both my parents were workaholics. I did not like it and I did not have a very happy childhood. And I was standing testimony to the fact that mothers might have to stay back at home and take good care of their children. Now, as you see,
Victoria Toastmasters Club also made some empty, hollow claims without backing it up with any data. For example, they said, Madam Toastmaster Sureka Thakur, Madam Toastmaster Farina, and Mrs. Indra Nuri, all are good mothers and all are wonderful working professionals in the service role models. That is probably because their mothers were not working and they were staying at home. Now, they also quoted a fact from Gulf News. They said there is an increase in daycare of 250%. They did not substantiate that, they didn't give it any source. Now, it's like saying, without any substantiation, the latest movie of James Bond, Spectre, was a blockbuster, period. That doesn't serve the purpose. They did not say it's only for Middle East. They didn't say it's for the global. Since it was quoted only in Gulf News, we can suffice it to say that it was only for Middle East. So a lot of empty rhetoric and lack of respect for the greater good of society are reasons as to why I think Queen Victoria will never appear on an Arnab Goswami debate. Over to you.
Now, I'm here to summarize what we've witnessed till now, that my fellow team members were successfully established that mothers should stay at home and look after should not stay at home and look after their kids. My fellow member already proved with the figures and facts that it is not necessary. All in Toastmasters saying that personal experience will win the heart. But today, my fellow member with personal experience win the fact, in fact. Not only her experience, also with our well-established Division J director. Now we all know it is not necessary in this competitive world that mothers should stay at home to look after the kids. No need. It is not only mothers. It is also fathers and teachers who help development of kids. Also, my fellow members proved with the statistics, with one of the famous newspaper in UAE what follows, Gulf News, in the month of February 2015, that 250% of increase in the daycare centers. What does it mean? We all are into the motion. We are there with them. That today it is necessary that in this competitive world, both father and mother should work. We conclude, our argument is firmly rooted right from the Victorian time and not in the air.
The grass is greenest where it is watered. To summarize my team member's argument, my friend has mentioned that when a child grows away from his parents, he is emotionally disturbed, psychologically spoiled. They find it very hard to connect with their parents. Do you want that? You all know that children's minds are like blank slates. Whatever you write on it, whatever you expose to it, it goes deep into their heart. It reminds me of a Tamil proverb which says that nails being driven in a fresh wood goes too deep. So they are very vulnerable, and if they are not nurtured properly, they have to be nurtured in a right way. Like my fellow team member has mentioned, we literally grew inside our mother's womb. So she understands our feelings of a child. She knows when we are hungry, and what kind of food we need. And she does it because it's a passion to serve us. She's not doing that just to get a performance appraisal. Like my fellow team member Srinidhi has mentioned, like him, both of my parents were also working, and I know the consequence of living away from my parents. There is no proper healthy foods, there is no one to help with my homework, and people used to bully me in absence of my parents. So even my childhood is not as happy as his. Also, the data my friend has shown on child abuse is literally bone-chilling. Even recent times, there are a lot of movies and novels coming up based on it to spread the awareness. So it's not happening in a far, far away galaxy. It's right at your doorsteps. Do you let your children at the face of this violent society? The decision is yours, my friends. And I have the last word of the day. And I say, mothers should stay at home and look after their children. Thank you.